Hi, this is Sharon from Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. We also like clean clothes. So I'm working on our Splendide washer dryer door today. This is our second attempt at fixing this. It had broke before when Mr. D tried to fix it. So I'm taking a stab at it. Fingers crossed we'll get this done and our washer dryer combo will be back in service. Okay, this is our second attempt to fix our washer dryer door. This latch part right here, I just replaced. I couldn't figure out how to film it while I was replacing it because it's really a challenge to do. You can see what it looks like once it's in. You have to drive a pin through the spring, the housing, the latch, all the way through to the other side, and then it opens like that. Okay, but this is what it looks like. So this is from the Spendide website. Shows how to take the door off, and then that's what you have to assemble, just like that, and then lay the ring over that assembly, and then it just all falls to pieces. So and then you drop it on the floor and things like that. But finally you get it, and once you do, then you just kind of align and you drive the pin that I just showed you through all those parts. So my first thought was, it's impossible, I can't get it, after I fumbled around with it for a little while, but it is. Once you get it lined up right and get the spring laid in there correctly, then it's fine. So that the pin, let me show you how. So I didn't realize that, see how that spring is just resting on those, in that little area. That helped. So there's our handle replace. This is our second one. The first one, when we fixed it, it just broke again. Let me show you where they break. This is the old one. So this is where the pin goes through here. The latch and the spring go right here, and this should have, that's where it's broke. Can you see? Broke there on this one. Same as it did on the original one. So fingers crossed that the third time, the second time's a charm. We'll see. Okay, we have this put on, which I just explained about. So this should work. So now all I have to do is assemble the parts. Okay, so this part here has to go on here like so, I believe. I'm not really sure. So let's figure it out. You will notice in this video that my camera has flipped everything. So what you're looking at is backwards. So that's there. This is going to need to go here. But I've got to put the bowl in, which is this two-part. And I'm on my counter where some water was splashed. So, okay. So the big bowl part, this wide part here, is to go at the bottom. So I think it goes like, that's the outside. Yeah, they don't give you any directions, so good times, right? It goes like that. Right there. There's a notch. Okay, a notch is good. Okay, what I mean by notch, right here, let me me show you. You see that little notch right there at the bottom, which is really the top? That notch is right in there. Now what I didn't mention here is that there is an inner round plastic part to this bowl that has that flat edge. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about the flat edge. Everywhere, and it's on the notch. And there's just a little teeny tiny flat spot on this right here. Alright, so I've got my bowl at the bottom, the fat part at the bottom I've notched. And next task is to put this on. That's not how it goes. Nope, that is how it goes. Okay, I think. Yeah. They're kind of fitted together. So I'm going to flip this over so my handle is right here. And then right here is another notch. So that I can see where that goes. Then all we have to do, make sure that I have that on right, is screw this on. That should work, right? Right. I really am turning the screwdriver right. It looks like I'm turning it the other way. But remember, my camera has the images flipped. I am not the fix-it person. I'm learning to be, which is very satisfying, I find. It's kind of like doing artwork. When we were working, we were so busy. I'm afraid to say we may have spent more than we should have on having people come and fix things for us. So if you need to order a part, or if you need any kind of assistance, just go to the Splendide website online and you'll find out any information that you need. You can also use your manual. But I want to give a little shout out to Westland Sales, because when the first part broke, I contacted them and they sent out another ring, door ring, and said, no, we didn't have to pay for it again. So I appreciate that. Way to go, Westland Sales and Splendide, for taking care of your customers. Okay, I need to explain to you a mistake I made right here. I did not take this door off. So I was unclear on how everything went back together, and the directions don't tell you how to put everything together. I'm looking at this and you'll see me mess around, actually cut some out. It didn't look right. And actually this was my first mistake. That ring just needed to snap in. So this goes on like that. Back on the door. Handles on this side. And connect it to the washer dryer combo right here on this side. Right there. So that's my next step. Okay, tight quarters here. We are going to put it on. This is just 2 screws. Hold that on. Okay. All right, this is where you needed the Torx head screwdriver. Right there. That little thingamajig to fit this screw that holds the handle on, which is right there. Do you see? There. I had to use a Torx screwdriver for this. We actually have a kit that has the bits. And I think the pattern, when I finally discovered the right bit, was very small and it looked round to my eyes. I might have needed a magnifying glass for that one. This should be interesting, trying to hold this up and screw this on. I will just say that this project probably would have went a lot quicker and smoother if I knew what I was doing. Some things are going to hold true. Yes, you're working in a tight place. Yes, you're going to need a headlamp to see. But knowing what you're doing would help. But now I know. And I hope I don't have to replace this door again. I'm going to have to consult the internet for a minute because I can't figure out how this goes back on here. I didn't take it off. So the screws that I see are these little tiny screws, but they're short and fat. The holes here are real small. Didn't look like they'd fit. Okay. When all else fails, look at the directions. So what happens is, even though these are very tiny, it will screw into them. So I'm on the right track here. I just want to make sure that I wasn't missing a step. So let's get it on here. And I'm gonna need a headlamp because I can't see what I'm doing. Let me get up again. This is my workout for today. I can't tell you how many projects we start out with that I have to stop what I'm doing and go get my headlamp. You'll definitely need a headlamp for working in your RV to see in these little tight, dark places. Okay, I am back. I've got my light. I can see. This is going right here. And I'm getting my big fat screws that I'm supposed to use. I still have not discovered that I have the wrong Torx bit on my screwdriver. Awesome! I don't know how Mr. D did this. Holy cow. I think the problem is that I don't have the correct Torx screwdriver head, so it's not grabbing here. So I'll be back. Okay, I ended up taking the screws out again, the 4 screws, and snapping the inner ring in. It needs a snap in. So that's a little trick that is not shared anywhere, but make sure it snaps in. And I noticed that because I could see that it was snapped in some areas, but not all areas. And that didn't seem right to me. So I fixed that, and I'm back to trying to get this to line up. And here's another DIY tip. Take your hat off in tight places. The brim of my hat kept hitting the washer dryer. Oh my God. Let's take the hat off. Whoops, my ponytail came out. Hat hair, don't care. I'll just leave it. There. My ponytail came out. I don't know where it went. I don't even know where my screw went. Oh boy. RV life. It's the best. And get used to teeny tiny tight spaces when you are working on stuff. Holy cow. Alright. I am bound and determined to get this done. It is gonna happen today. Yes, it is. I promise. I wish I had a magnetic screwdriver. Okay, that is not the right head for this. You would think that they would make these things with a common, like all the ones I have are too big or too small. None of them are missing, so it's got to be here. You know, it is almost round. I don't see how you can even screw some in with some that's round. Look at there. Whoa, hold on. So the round one is the one it needed. Well, it looks round. It's probably not truthfully round. Okay, back to the drawing board. Let's see. Okay, attempt number 25. To screw the door onto washer and dryer combo unit. I can. It should not be this hard. It really should not be this hard. Ah! Oh my God. I am not going to give up. I am not. I refuse. Quitting is not in my vocabulary. I got one in. Praise God. At some point, you may have to repair your door, or might be why you're watching this video. There's not a lot out there to help with this, but I will say that I watched a video by the Wandering Dillos. They did a YouTube video on broken handle replacement, Splendide 2000's broken handle replacement. You can also go online. The directions are on the internet. When you get your part, you will not get any directions in the box whatsoever. Directions are on the internet, and you might be able to find more. That's just really, there wasn't a lot out for this specific problem. Oh my God. Heck, they can never hire me out. It just wouldn't work. Okay. So, the moment of truth. When I shut this door, will it latch? Can't turn it on right now because we're only on 30 amp and we're having a little bit of generator issues. So can't even put the generator on to test it. So I'm just going to close it carefully and just see what happens. It closed, so that's good. And it opened. Okay, I'm gonna call it good. We'll test this out later when we have the power to test it out. Anyway, for now, another Ruff Road RV project in the books.